Have you ever noticed that when you genuinely start changing your life, those around you become uncomfortable? They won't say it directly, of course. They'll mask their unease with humor, unsolicited advice, or awkward silences whenever you speak about deeper things. But beneath the surface, what's really happening is clear. Your growth threatens their comfort zone, because nobody enjoys having their complacency exposed. Maybe this describes exactly what you're going through right now. You've started thinking differently and acting differently, questioning beliefs you once accepted without hesitation. Suddenly you feel isolated, misunderstood, and judged. Yet here's something crucial most people won't tell you. This loneliness is the cost of building true strength. Not ordinary strength, but the kind that's deep and authentic enough to disturb others. It exposes the weaknesses of those who choose to still live life on autopilot. But why does this happen? Because a truly powerful mind disrupts collective mediocrity. When you choose to think independently, define your own values, and reject the easy comfort of ready-made truths, you become dangerous. Dangerous to the established system and to other people's sense of security, and especially to your former self. This video is a challenge. It's not made for those who seek comfort or simple answers. It's created for you. Someone tired of being trapped by your insecurities, standing at the edge of personal transformation, ready to build a mind that can't be manipulated or broken. If you're prepared to walk this path, stay with me. What you're about to hear won't be easy, but it has the power to truly set you free. Friedrich Nietzsche was not just a philosopher. He was an explorer of the human soul, willing to stare directly into life's deepest abysses. For Nietzsche, true strength doesn't arise from stability or peace. It emerges from chaos, pain, and struggle. He famously wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." This isn't poetry. It's profound psychological insight. Building an unshakable mind means abandoning childish dreams of comfort, cheap motivation, and superficial positivity. True strength grows when you stop running from pain, when you stop wishing for an easier life and instead choose to become stronger. Think back to the moments when you've grown the most. Was it during peaceful times, or when you were shattered, directionless, forced to rebuild yourself piece by piece? Nietzsche saw suffering not as a tragic flaw, but as life's most potent force for growth. He didn't romanticize pain. He saw it as a necessary tool. If you can transform your relationship with pain, failure, and loneliness, you'll begin developing something extraordinary. An indomitable spirit. At this point, the world becomes uncomfortable around you, because while most people run from chaos, you'll master navigating it. While others crave normality, you'll pursue greatness. But achieving this strength demands breaking free from conventional ideas of toughness. Being strong isn't about maintaining a constant smile or pretending you're unaffected. It's about enduring the unbearable and emerging even more resilient. Yet Nietzsche understood chaos alone isn't enough. It can destroy you without a stable inner foundation. That's why his philosophy takes a radical turn when he announces that God is dead. He wasn't celebrating. Nietzsche was issuing a stark warning. The comforting illusion of a predetermined meaning and divine guidance is gone. Without that external authority, you're completely responsible for your existence. This realization terrifies most people, leaving them overwhelmed by the weight of radical freedom. But those courageous enough to confront this truth begin forging an unbreakable consciousness. You must now create your own values rather than follow external rules. You become solely responsible for your life. No more blaming, no excuses, no salvation. Either you build yourself or collapse under the pressure. Yet here lies the paradox. This intimidating freedom is also your greatest power. Realizing nobody is coming to save you ignites an internal fire that compels you to rise, even when deeply wounded. It drives you to think, feel, and act based on your own convictions, not because society demands it. Nietzsche envisioned the emergence of a new kind of human, the Übermensch, or Overman, a figure who rejects herd mentality, who creates personal morality and lives fearlessly according to their own will. The Übermensch isn't a superhero. He's someone who has shed the chains of conformity, guilt, and the desperate need for acceptance. He doesn't seek permission. He creates his own path. But becoming this Übermensch requires painful sacrifices. You must let go of the part of you craving approval. You must endure isolation, crafting your identity without applause or external validation. Most people can't bear this solitude. They retreat to the comfort of accepted norms and rules created by others. Nietzsche himself experienced isolation, labeled as insane, misunderstood by society. Yet in this solitude, he found true freedom. The stronger your mind becomes, the more you distance yourself from the masses, unsettling them in your ascent. Building the Übermensch within you is an intensely transformative journey. Brutal, solitary, yet profoundly liberating. And it's precisely this solitude, the solitude of the strong, that we'll explore next. Because to become truly unstoppable, you must learn to walk alone, something few dare to embrace. There's something important that most people won't tell you about building mental strength. The stronger you become, the lonelier you often feel. It's not loneliness by choice, but a result of the world becoming uncertain of how to handle you. Nietzsche clearly described this phenomenon. The free spirit, the one who rejects common beliefs and thinks independently, inevitably separates from the herd. This separation is painful, but necessary because real growth demands space. You cannot expand your potential while still chained to the expectations of others. If you find this helpful, and this is resonating with you, don't forget to click the subscribe button so you won't miss new videos, coming every other day. Your support truly means a lot. Thank you. Most people exist comfortably within an invisible herd, always mindful of collective approval. They've grown accustomed to thinking as a group, feeling safe in numbers. Nietzsche challenges this comfort, pushing you out into the desert, a place without applause, without guides, filled only with your doubts, fears, and desires to quit. This is your true test, the moment when most turn back, putting their masks back on, pretending not to feel or think deeply. But if your goal is an unbreakable mind, you'll have to stay. You must face the silence that reveals your true self. Nietzsche once said, "The individual must always struggle not to be overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try, you will often feel lonely, sometimes frightened, but no price is too high for owning yourself." Possessing yourself fully is the rarest and most empowering achievement you can have. When you own your identity, nobody can control you, define your worth, or bring you down. But this autonomy carries a heavy price. You'll lose friends, be misunderstood, labeled arrogant or strange. Society will attempt to draw you back, calling you cold or indifferent. Yet these losses are the price of true freedom. Here's the hard truth. If you can't tolerate loneliness, you're not ready for real freedom. Genuine freedom requires abandoning emotional crutches, comfortable illusions, and superficial friendships. Nietzsche considered solitude a privilege, a battlefield where your true self finally emerges clearly. But as your free spirit begins to see the world differently, another challenge arises: the confrontation with collective mediocrity. When you start standing out, collective mediocrity notices and reacts aggressively. Nietzsche feared not dictators or oppressors, but the subtle yet corrosive influence of societal mediocrity, the invisible force demanding conformity, punishing those who dare to differ. True tyranny, according to Nietzsche, doesn't descend from rulers, but arises from the crowd, keeping everyone small. When your mind sharpens, your presence becomes unsettling to those around you, not because you're wrong, but because you're rare. Society dislikes mold breakers because individual brilliance highlights its shortcomings. Nietzsche called this slave morality, created by those unable to achieve greatness. They label strength as arrogance, ambition as selfishness, independence as coldness, protecting weakness out of resentment rather than compassion. When you free yourself from this mediocrity, society responds, sometimes with silence, irony, or exclusion. It tries to make you doubt yourself and conform. This is when many give up, unwilling to bear labels like difficult or arrogant. Nietzsche, however, calls you necessary. Your uniqueness sparks transformation and progress. Standing strong, thinking freely, and living independently is an act of rebellion against societal mediocrity. Like all battles, it demands mental weapons, tools that strengthen resilience and clarity. Developing a mind that frightens others isn't easy. It requires sacrifice. You'll lose superficial friendships, miss opportunities demanding submission, and stop finding contentment in mediocrity. But the reward is invaluable. Integrity, clarity, presence. You'll see clearly that many people live in a passive slumber, disturbed by your awakened state. True strength isn't found in motivational quotes or affirmations. It grows silently through difficult nights and tough choices nobody sees. It emerges from internal conflict between your past self and who you're becoming. Nietzsche didn't want followers. He wanted to create internal revolutions. He wanted you to stop seeking approval, stop begging for external meanings, and start constructing your own truths through awareness, sweat, and courage. Nietzsche desired to make you dangerous, not violently but uniquely, forcing others to confront their neglected truths. So now, take a meaningful step. Share in the comments a truth you're tired of hiding, an opinion you fear voicing, or a thought that isolates you but genuinely represents you. Claim your voice, show your presence, and declare your resolve. If this video resonated with you, don't stop now. The next video continues this vital journey. You're here not by accident, but because something within you has begun to change. Keep moving forward. You're not alone. You're just ahead of the crowd. And yes, that can be frightening, but it's also incredibly liberating. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one.